Hey, this is Mr. Eason with Homework Help. Today we're going to talk about area models for multiplication. And before we start any of that, I want to give everybody a disclaimer. This is not the only strategy that students will learn for multiplication this year. Eventually, I will teach them the standard algorithm, which is the way that most parents and myself learned it when we were in school. But this strategy here is going to kind of explain how and why the standard algorithm works. So for a time, I'm going to ask the students to use this strategy even if they have a different one. But please keep in mind that there will be, later in the year, different strategies for multiplication other than this, including the way that you and I learned how to do it. But for now, we're working with this strategy. So with that in mind, let's get started. So we're going to start by looking at a question called like 13 times 11. What we're going to do is we're going to split that up into different pieces. We're going to have 10s and 1s. And so as you can see, I've got my 13 going across the top with a 10 and a 3. I've got my 11 going on the side with a 10 and a 1. And so we're going to fill that in with base 10 blocks here. So now you can see that for our 10 by 10 space over here, we have our 100. For over here with our 10 by 3, we have 30. For our 10 by 1 on this bottom left, we have 10. And for our 3 by 1, we have 3. And so using this model, it's pretty easy to see what the answer is. And we spent some time in class building these models for multiplication. We also realized pretty quickly that we will not always have multiplication models to build with, or base 10 pieces. Unless you're me, you probably don't carry around base 10 pieces in your pocket or in your bag. So let's look at how you could do this without a base 10 model. So what I've done here is I have taken off the base 10 pieces and I've left the rectangles that we formed with them. So we still have that 10 by 10. We still have the 3 by 10, the 1 by 10, and the 3 by 1. And so we're going to fill in some equations inside of each of these. This box right here on the top left is a 10 by 10, so we're going to do 10 times 10 equals 100. The box on the right, we're going to do 10 times 3 equals 30. The box on the bottom left, we're going to do 1 times 10, which is 10. And on the bottom right, we're going to do a 1 by 3, which is 3. Now, later in the year, I will make a video explaining how this connects very, very well to the standard algorithm, and it helps children understand how that standard algorithm works. I've been teaching 4th grade for a long time. Well, teaching math for a long time anyway, and I know that the algorithm is confusing to some people because they don't understand the why of why it works. This will help them understand the why once we start to do the algorithm. So there are only a couple questions like this on your homework tonight, but this is kind of a skill that we're going to be working on throughout the year. So I wanted to make a video explaining how it worked and why it worked, and we will add to the multiplication strategies idea later in the year. This has been Mr. Eason with Homework Help. Thanks and have a good day.